I was hired at L3 based on my experience with DCGS at Raytheon to work on a different segment of DCGS, namely the SIGINT, or Signals Intelligence segment. Shortly before I was hired, L3 had won a contract to replace that segment, which had previously been created and supported by Raytheon. My role at L3 was originally as a test integration engineer. What that translates to is taking a set of high-level requirements indoors, filling in the holes, working with the software team to make sure requirements were both understood and being met, participating in the software peer reviews, and then writing test plans and procedures to thoroughly vet and test the system during integration and while the system is being introduced into the field. Fast forward a year to the time when the replacement system was nearing completion. I was selected to lead the team to perform the installation at the National Security Agency, NSA. This implied arriving on day one, then working with various team members as they arrived on site to do their parts of the install, and when needed, step in and do their jobs if they were unable to do it. Over the course of 3 months, that involved around a dozen people. At the 3-month mark, I oversaw the factory acceptance testing. Then I returned home. I received a couple of awards for these efforts, including a Division Top Star Award. During another deployment period, this time at DGSX at Langley Air Force Base in Southern Virginia, I got really bored. The system worked and I didn't have anything to do. So I took it upon myself to write a manual for future field support representatives to give them a huge head start on maintaining the systems once fielded at each of the dozen or so sites around the world. This manual is still in use 10 years later. L3 offered me first choice of assignments to be the field support representative at any of the DCGS sites around the world. I seriously, and I mean very seriously, considered going to Germany, Hawaii, or the Far East. But when I looked at the details, L3 had bid these support contracts so tightly that I would have actually lost money in each of these cases. So I ultimately opted to leave L3 to work for a company named ISA.